Hello everyone, it's Geesje. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I make these backgrounds. And I use them to make cards, something like this, or something like this. I'm going to try a few different photo papers, because this is done on a regular photo, but then we're going to use the back. And I'm using alcohol inks. These are alcohol inks by Ranger. And I have a whole set here set out. And yeah, let's just get started. First I'm going to try this photo paper, and I'm thinking everything will work. But sometimes this is pretty vague. They have the logo on it, and we're going to use 2 at a time. This paper has a little perforated edge here, so I have to make sure that both edges are the same on the same side. Alright, so now we're going to use alcohol inks and a spritzer with some alcohol in it. So first we're going to dab a few dots on our paper, different colors, but kind of in the same family. Otherwise you're going to create mud and, I don't know, espresso. So this dries pretty fast, so then I will just spritz it with alcohol, put the other one on top, press down on it. This is very thin paper because I can see right through where all the dots are. Okay, you could be wearing gloves if you want, but I don't necessarily need to do that. Now I'm going to dab on it because I do want alcohol everywhere. So by just wetting it again with alcohol, you can pick up more. So I think this is fine. So now I'm going to put some more alcohol on this side, and I'm going to put this paper on it so that all the corners and edges are covered. Now I might leave it like this. I think this looks pretty good, so I'm going to leave it like this. Set aside to dry, and it dries real quick. Next I will be using this, but the downside is that it has like a profound logo on the back. Okay, let's try the front, see what it does. We're going to use the same colors, then we can compare. Always put the cap back on, because it's alcohol. This looks a lot darker than on the back side. It doesn't dry as quick either. Smush them together. Add some alcohol if everything is drying out. See, it doesn't pick it up as well as the other side. Okay, let's add some alcohol on this side. So I have some corners here that I would like to have some covered. This reacts totally different than the back sides. Now I'm going to spritz it one more time. And I'm going to leave this to dry. See how it beads up more? It doesn't disperse as well as the other ones, as the back side. Okay, I'll put this away. And let's do 2 more on the back. Now, you might think that it's a waste to use photo paper just for this, but I buy my photo paper at thrift stores for under $2 for a whole pack. So, okay, I'm going to use the same color again. So when you have a logo on it, you might want to be a little bit more generous with the ink. I do like how the back side of the paper picks it up better. It dries out quicker too, so you have to be fast or just reactivate it with alcohol. So now I'm going to spritz again, and I'm going to put these next to the other ones so that we can compare what happens with the back side versus the front side of this paper. Also, if you notice that you hardly can see the logo anymore, right? Depending on how generous you are with the inks. As you can see, I bought this for $3. This is Canadian, for a whole pack of photo paper. I tried to print on this, and according to my notes, it didn't do very well. I think I'm going to cut one in half because this is quite big. So I'm going to cut one in half. So this photo paper, so this is the front, it's shiny, but the back is kind of rough a bit. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to use some different colors now. Now I have a bigger surface, so I have to think about that. I'm not sure if I like a big surface like this. I might not have enough ink on here, so There. Because I'm going to cut this in half for on cards. I'm not so sure I like that it is so big. And dab until everything is covered. Unless you like empty spaces, then by all means leave them white. I like to cover everything, most of it. All right, so I think I'm going to spritz this one more time. And set this aside. So I cut the next sheet in quarters, and it's the same paper as the previous one, and we'll use the same colors. See how that goes. And I know you're going to get a little bit of dirty fingers, but you can wash it with plain alcohol. So I'm basically doing the same thing over and over with different colors. Now you might like this result, but I think I find that I created a sharp edge here because of the paper I pushed in, so I'll just spritz some alcohol on top and it will give it a totally different look. Okay, I'll set this aside also. Here I have a few of my old photos and I'll be using some reds and oranges this time. And I might not be able to get rid of the pen markings. That's a lot of orange. Oh, see, I used a dirty finger. My fingers get activated again. Yeah, hello. All right, so the edges there, those are my fingers. So it might actually be a good idea to clean my fingers in the meantime, in between time. All right, let's put this aside also. Now I'm going to show you how it looks. So this is, hang on. So remember how I used this paper and I used the front and the back. So if you put them side by side, the only difference is this is glossy and this is matte. So, and this had the logo on it, right? Yes. You can't even see where the logo was, which is nice. This was the first paper I used and this is the result. And I used the same inks, but I might not have used the lighter one. So, you know, the yellow brown one. So that's why this is a little duller, so to speak. Now, these papers were made with semi-gloss photo paper, and this is the paper that had a rough side on the back, and I don't really like it. Maybe I do some with the front. Yes, let's do that. So these are the fronts. I've been messing around on the back, so we'll use the front and we'll use the same colors. This does pick it up a lot better than, or a lot quicker. See how this edge was there from the previous? That's not going to go away, I see. Okay, spritz a little bit. Oh, look at that. That looks real nice. And then we have these ones. This is from my photos. So you can see the writing that I did. So depending on what kind of pen you use, some might actually disappear with the alcohol and some just stay. This one seems smudging a bit, so maybe if I rubbed it and it would come away. So this has dried, and I don't like the big blobs, so you're just going to spritz, and then hopefully it will. There we go. Much better. I didn't like the big blob. So with this paper, I would definitely going to use the front of the paper, but for the rest, most photo paper, it's best to use the back. So these were all the ones we made today, and yeah, I'm gonna make them into cards. Okay, so this was it for today. I hope you liked the video and that it was useful and that you want to do something with it. And we hope to see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.